Assalamualaikum, my name is Adam Hakim bin Muhammad Syabuddin. My nomenclature is 03DKA F1060. Today, I want to discuss about standard form of contract. Firstly, introduction. Construction industry. The construction industry is an important sector of the economy that includes the planning, design, financing and construction of various projects including building, residential and non-residential, infrastructure, roads, bridges, dams, industrial facilities, factories, power plants. It plays a crucial role in shaping the built environment and supporting economic development by providing essential structure and infrastructure. The industry involves various professionals, including architects, engineers, construction workers, and project managers, all working collaboratively to transform ideas into reality. Then, tender process. A tender is statement issued to someone for get approval from certain parties. A tender includes several stages, procedures, and applicable procedures. It involves the documentation process, the process of selecting and evaluating contractors, and the process to determine the best contract price that can be agreed, as well as the most relevant completion time to complete a construction project. The tender process, also known as bidding, is a formal and structured method used by organizations to acquire goods, service, or work through competitive bidding from various suppliers of contractors. In general, the main purpose of the tendering process is to select a truly qualified contractor and to obtain a tender can be agreed and accepted by both parties involved. The third is contract. In the context of the tender process, a contract refers to legally binding agreement between the buyer, the organization that issued the tender, and the selected bidder supplier of contractors selected to meet project requirements. This contract formalizes the terms and conditions of the agreement, such as giving a clear and detailed description of the goods, service, or work to be provided. After that, time frame for completing the project, including milestone and deadlines, then closes the project. Sensitive information shared during the tender process and project implementation. Finally, warranties and guarantees offered by bidders regarding the quality or performance of the deliveries. The contract serves as an important document that to protect both parties involved. It ensures clarity, accountability, and minimize the risk of misunderstandings of unforeseen issues at the time project life cycle. Then, the fourth is the introduction of PWD contract. The JKR contract, specifically the JKR 203 form, is a standard form contract commonly used in Malaysia for government construction project carried out the Public Works Department JKR. This contract set out the right and obligation of both the government employer and the contract. The parties involved in the OKU contract are between the government employer, usually the OKU, and the contract who is responsible for completing the construction work. Then, from PWD 203 provide a predefined framework for contract, ensuring consistency and streamlining process for government project. There are the revision to the form, so be sure to identify the specific version used in your contract. For example, PWD 203 REV 1/2010. Last that, The JKR contract provides a specific role. The contractor is responsible for completing the work according to specification, drawings, and the contract document. The supervising official SO is appointed by the government to oversee the project and acts as the point of contact to the contractor. Knowing this basic will help you understand the general framework of an OKU contract. However, it is important to remember that these contracts are detailed legal documents. If you are involved in a JKR project, it is important to carefully review the specific contract terms and conditions with a qualified professional. After that, the importance, function, purpose of PWD in construction industry. First, importance. The Public Works Department JKR is very important in construction because it ensures public quality infrastructure. This is said because JKR sets consistent quality and safety standards through JKR contract and specification. After that, JKR manage government project, select qualified contractors and oversees budget and timelines. Last that, JKR facilitates the development of important structures such as roads and bridge essential for a functioning society. Function. The Public Department JKR acts as a regulator and facilitator in construction industry to ensure government's construction projects are built to a high standard. They are tasked with establishing standards and regulations through standard contract and specification. After that, supervise procurement and project management, ensuring projects are complete according to budget and according to plan. Last, the purpose. The Public Works Department PWD serves a vital purpose, ensuring high quality public infrastructure. They achieve this by setting standards, managing government construction projects efficiently, and facilitating the development of essential structure for the public good. After that, I want to explain 2.0 clause explanation. 2.1 Introduction. Based of PWD Form 203 Ref 1 per 2010 for claims and expense loss, if at any time during the regular progress of the work or any part thereof has been materially affected by reason of delay, and the contractor has incurred direct loss and expense beyond that reasonably contemplated and for which the contractor would not be reimbursed by a payment made under any other provision in this contract, then the contract shall within 30 days of the occurrence of such event, circumstance, or instruction give notice in writing to the SO of his intention to claim for such direct loss or expense, together with an estimate of the amount of such loss and or expense. Then 2.2 Clause explanation. The contractor may incur direct loss and expenses attributable to the owner. This happened because the owner postponed the project. Indirectly, the contractor bears additional costs. For example, there is an increase in the price of goods. It is not possible to pay wage to the workers who are actively building because of the delay that occurs. After that, the contract will not be reimbursed through payment made because the contractor has made a contract or made an agreement with the owner. So, the contract cannot make any change to the contract that has been set by the owner. Therefore, the contractor will not be reimbursed and had to bear the risk. Finally, the contractor must give written notice within 30 days of the event causing the loss to a neighbor SO supervisory official to find out potential claim in advance. This facilitates open communication and potentially leads to faster resolution by having discussion to find a solution that minimize further loss.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Ahmad Kamil bin Awan Kecil. My number matric is 03DKA23F1103. Today, I will present about my study case. The topic is contract issue on claim for loss and expense in the Malaysia construction industry. Loss and expense is the right of contractor to claim for direct loss or and the expense that they are entitled to some costs that met contractor cannot claim from any cost in condition in contracts. A contract claim in the context of construction is a formal request for the compensation that made by one party to the contract when they are perceived breach of the contract term. 3.4 Introduction. What is loss and expense mean? Loss and expense mean additional cost incurred by contract due to disturb for regular progress the work because of matter within the employer control or breach of contract by employer. Loss and expense in construction is always used to describe additional costs that a contractor incur following breach of contracts by employers, such as delay and description. Construction claim can categorize into a few types, and it is important to manage the claim and conflict immediately before they turn into dispute. Claim may comprise costs resulting from description to the work or from delay to the work prolongation. The contraction must leave a note of claim as soon as it becomes reasonable. This is not necessarily result in a delay to the completion date. 3.5 Study case analysis. There is reason occur claim and expense such as a delay of payment. Delay of payment is the most important cause of claim, followed by incomplete design, variation order, change order by owner, lack of communication, and last, poor project management. After that, damage claim if the contractor because any damage of the property while completing the project, the client may hold them liable for the damage by filing a damage claim. Another claim is a price acceleration claims. Price acceleration claim is when the expected project budget is increased to complete the jobs on time or early. The client is the one to file the claim since they are the ones who carry the cost of expedited work. For expense is when an owner takes out the construction loan to build a new property. The interest due on the loans incurred by the owner during the period that new building is being built. 3.6 Conclusion or result. Conclusion is if the contractor is having issue about claim and expense is solving dispute can be expensive and time consuming. Hence, this paper aims to evaluate the contractual issue on loss and expense claims for loss and expense claims in Malaysia construction industry. This paper examines the cost of issue arising in the claims for loss and expense. The data collection for the research methodology was through documentary analysis, which is based on litigation case. Findings show the most cost of issue in the claims for loss expense. The suggestion from this paper is to identify the best practice in submitting a claim for loss and expense to minimize dispute among construction players.
4.0 discussion. My assessment here the construction industry is an important sector of the economy that includes the planning, design, financing and construction of various projects. After that, related to claims and delayed spending, this matter is very much feared by contractor because it can cause them loss and contractor is more likely not will be reimbursed through the payment that has been made. This may happen due to the owner. For example, the owner postpones the project and made a late decision about design change. The contractor must be additional cost and so on. Finally, the contractor must make immediate communication to allow SO know the claim in advance so that the contractor does not suffer loss.
In my opinion, contractor must complete the availment work on the date that has been set. This will avoid contractor from claim for loss and expense. This also make it easier to contractor to carry out the task given by client. This will also attract the trust of client because the contractor is less in deep claim for loss and expense.